Season's greetings from Taylor Homestead Soap, and Happy New Year. I'm Adrian Taylor, the other half of Angela Taylor and Taylor Homestead Soap, and today we're going to talk a little bit about solar cooking, about how you could use the power of the sun to heat up your food and to cook it. We hear a lot about the importance of using sustainable forms of energy, and so we're going to show you how to do that without spending a lot of money on expensive solar panels, and instead using what we call a solar oven to do that. Now, this solar oven is really just a set of mirrors, of steel and aluminum mirrors, that reflect the sun's light into this tube. Now the tube's like a piece of one-way glass, so all of the light goes in, but it can't come out. Inside is another tube that we put the food in. The food slides into here, seals up with this gasket right here, so that the heat can't go out, and then uses the power of the sun to cook it. We're going to go inside, chop up some veggies to cook. And once we've got the veggies chopped up, we'll come back up and show you how to do it. Before you cook anything, especially vegetables, it's always important to wash them, not necessarily clean from the store. Today we're going to use some yellow gold potatoes, as well as some green peppers. We'll salt and season them, and we'll put them in the tube to cook. Okay, so we're going to use these yellow golden potatoes. We'll cut them up into a little more than 1-inch cubes. And some green peppers. The green peppers are really tasty. We'll add a little bit of extra crunch. We're going to use a roasted garlic seasoning. Now, cooking these is cooking in the solar oven is kind of like cooking in a slow cooker. It's going to get up to about 160, 170 degrees, but it's going to take it 40 or 50 minutes to get there. So because of that, we want to add some nice seasoning for it. So today I've got some Weber's roasted garlic and herb seasoning. Originally I bought it to use on steaks, but it works really, really well on vegetables. Very, very, very tasty. And so we'll season these, and we're going to wrap them in foil. Now there isn't a particular reason to wrap them in foil from like a cook's better standpoint, but it is a lot easier to clean them up once we've wrapped them in foil. That way, as we're cleaning the solar oven, we just have to get a little bit of the schmutz off the inside rather than having to scrape the baked on stuff off. We're also going to add some butter. So we'll take some of these. Since you saw earlier that it's a tube, we'll put them in here and we'll kind of roll them up to cook. We'll mix in the peppers and onions so we get a good, good tasty flavor. And then we're going to add some butter, because everything tastes better with butter. A couple different ends. And we will roll this up. And in a minute, we'll set up the solar oven and show you how it all fits. Okay, so now that we've got our food all wrapped up here, we're going to take the Gosun cooking tray, this long aluminum sleeve. We're going to put our potatoes and peppers inside the sleeve. Now if you'll take a second and come over here and look inside the hole there, you can see what's inside. It's got a really, really reflective kind of copper bottom into it. And you'll be able to see that that's where that light gets to go through, like the two-way mirror, and all that heat and such gets trapped in there. So I'm going to insert this straight in and sealed. Now I have to set it up to cook with it. So what we want to do is we want it to face the sun. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, since the sun is that direction. And what's interesting about this is it has a particular, like a sight that helps you see how you're supposed to set it up. If you look right there, you can see that there's a tiny, tiny little shadow cast by that red dot. In order to get the most sun, you want that little shadow to be exactly in the center of those concentric rings. And so what we'll do is we'll adjust it. And you can also adjust the height of it, so it's right in the middle. All set up there. Now, how do we know when it's done? Since we don't have a reliable heat source, it's the same all the time, we're going to use this digital thermometer. This digital thermometer we're going to slide into the actual heating chamber. It's actually a Bluetooth enabled thermometer, which means it'll talk to my smartphone and let me know when it's reached the proper temperature. All I'm going to do is scoot this out a little bit. It has a little groove in the top of the wire. I'm going to put my probe in there and close it. Now once we turn it on, I'll tell you what the temperature is inside. It is currently 66 degrees inside the chamber. 66 degrees. Now we'll come back in a little bit and see how it's cooking, heating up. Right now 66 degrees. We'll come back in about 45 minutes and we should have some reasonably cooked potatoes. We'll show you the final results with the chicken we cooked yesterday so you can see how you too can cook using the power of the sun. Okay, just wanted to point out it's been about a minute and a half and it's already at 71 degrees. It's working its way up, and we'll show you when we're all finished what it looks like.
What is that?
Well, we're back after about an hour. We went and got some lunch while this cooked out here, and we're better than 190 degrees inside the chamber there. So we're going to go ahead and take these out, and so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll show you the chicken we cooked yesterday. So here we go. It's not really complicated. There's nothing to turn off. We'll just take this out. Ooh, it's hot. Open up the foil. You can see that steam coming off there. Peppers and potatoes. Yeah, that's pretty done. Go ahead and take these out.
Our children are playing video games.
Alright, so as you can see down here, we've got our peppers and potatoes all set. We also cooked this chicken tenders with sugar and coconut and stuff. So we're going to have our meal tonight cooked with peppers and potatoes and some roasted chicken. Should be really tasty. And this is how our solar cooker works. We'll take a minute and talk about how it all worked out in just a minute. Okay, so we cooked our meal using the solar cooker. Everybody talks about how much they want to save the planet and how they want to use solar cells and wind power. But you can do something as simple as using a Gosun solar cooker in order to do that. It also has an option to use a battery that you can plug into it to accelerate the cooking process, which you can charge with solar panels. So an entire way to cook your meal. In the event that you had a power outage, that you had a long-term issue, like we had in Charlotte in 2004, where an ice storm knocked out power to people for almost 3 weeks. This is an option. Here we are on the first day of January when we're doing this, where we're actually cooking our food using the winter sun. Think about how much faster and more effective this would be in the spring or summer, where you could lay it out and really cook it. I hope you're willing to look at the links below, that you like and subscribe to Taylor Homestead Soap, where we'll bring you different content like this from time to time.